What's going on, guys? It's Roland Blazay. Today we have an exciting lesson for you. Please stay tuned. We're about to learn some secrets from the solo of JB from Zenglen. The song is called Nou Tout Bel. We're about to learn some good things today, guys, so stay tuned. This is Roland Blazay. We have a great lesson for you.
Something that's good for me.
You want to learn how to play Kompa? We're going to learn from the people who are doing it, the people who are on stage with the greats, the people who are great, who are doing it. We're in the right place. JB from Zenglen has been doing this for a while, guys. I knew him from back then in Relax days. Now, as I was watching the video, I noticed that he did not transpose. And that's key, guys. In order to really open your mind in Kompa, try not to transpose. Before we get started with our lesson, I want you guys to go ahead and like and subscribe the video. If you want to learn Kompa, if you're serious, you want to see more of these videos, go ahead and leave a comment. Go ahead and like and subscribe the video. Let's make it happen. So, what's the chord progression of this song? This is a new Zenglen song. They're out there performing it. It's a hit. Everybody's loving it. So what key is this on? This is the key of F. This song is in the key of F. And what is the chord progression of this song? So guys, what I'm hearing from the bass, how do you know how to tell what the chord progression is in any Kompa song? Listen to the bass and listen to the root note the bass is playing. So I hear the bass note, I hear the bassist do this. He does an F, then he goes down to a C, which is your 5, then he goes to a 2 actually, which is your G minor, and then he goes up to a 4, which is your B flat. So I hear F, C, G, B flat, 1, 5, 2, 4. And the solo, he starts right before he hits the 1. So that's what we're gonna get into right now, guys. Remember, if you're a beginner, in the F major scale, it's made up of all white keys. The only thing is this B is actually this. It turns into a B flat when you're playing in the key of F. So it's F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F. So that's the only thing. It's just one black key and that's B flat. And then you continue going to C. So let's go ahead and learn what he's doing here in this song. Now for most of the song, as I gave you the chord progression, I told you it's an F, C, G, and that's a minor, and then B flat. So most of the song, JB Keyz is probably using a few different sound variations. I see Mackinson, the guitar player, is there. So when you have one or two guitarists, you kind of have to play a little light. So he was probably using a pad sound on his keyboard, something like this. And remember, if you're a beginner, I taught you in a previous lesson the timing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now when you're using pads or chakeng, it's good to start on the 1.5. So watch what I count and come in with the pads. 1. You see, I don't start on the 1, I start on the 1.5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to our G minor. 1, 2. Then going to a B major. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. So he's probably doing simple things before he gets to the solo. The solo is where he really can show off his keyboard playing skills. And a lot of times keyboardists, while they're playing, while they're singing, they don't even have to use pads. Sometimes they use keys. So he probably used like F major chords. And then he went to the C. So he's probably doing all that in the background while the guitarist is matching. And the last option he probably used was an E piano. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you don't have to be fancy before you get to your solo. You can keep it simple, pace yourself, understand the progression. Because the professional keyboard players, even they don't get too fancy before their solo starts. So being a keyboard player is not that complicated as you might think. So now let's go ahead and begin our solo. We're not gonna do the whole solo. We're just going to learn from the beginning phase of it. And in our next video, we'll continue with that. So let's watch, guys. There's some things he does in this solo that you can learn a lot from that'll transform your playing. I guarantee it. So I'm gonna do the whole solo and then break down the idea of why he's using these notes. You must understand these things, guys. Watch this. He starts off like this. So we're gonna try to understand what he's doing here. So guys, so you automatically know your first chord is F. So 1, 2, so that you're automatically on F during the 1 and the 2. You know your chord progression is F, C, G minor, B flat. So on the F, he does this. So he just walks down from the A. That's all he does when he's on F. You see how soloing is real simple when you're breaking down the notes? So on his first chord, all he does is walk down. And then what does he do? He goes to the C, which is the 5th of his F. It's still the F chord. And where does this D come from? Guys, D is a part of the blues scale. Sometime you can add a note from your blues scale into your chords, but we're not going to get into that. All of that I break down in my Kompa course at kompakeyboardschool.com. So he does this. So he hits C, then he used that D to go right back to the F. 1, 2, 1, 2. So right on the 3 timing, this is what he does for C. Now you can't see because of my template, but I'm actually moving the right binder down and then up. So when I hit this C note, well, so look at what I'm doing, guys. I'm only using 2 notes when I'm on a C. I'm using C and G, which are all a part of the C chord. So I'm doing this. So I use the binder down when I hit the C note. And then when I hit the G, I still keep my finger on C, and I move the right binder up. So it gives you that shouting effect. And then since we're still on C, he walks down, because this is C. He walks down from G to E. Since we're still on C. What's our next chord? He's going to a G minor. But what does he do here? What does he do here? Let me see, guys, I want you to see this. On G minor, he turns it into a G minor 7 and walks up from D to F. Da, 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 da. And I'm gonna show you. So we're gonna do the whole solo again so you guys can catch that, what I just said. So now that we're on G minor, he does this. Because that's a whole part of the G minor 7. So you can kind of play with the minor 7s when you're on a minor and kind of walk up and down those notes too. So ba, ba, da, da. And what does he do here? He's leading. Remember, I have a lesson on lead notes in my course. He's leading from the to get to the B flat. He takes the note in front of it and go. And now he's on a B flat chord. But the same thing I did on C, where I pushed the binder down, I'm doing the same thing again. binder down. Then I press F and B flat and binder up since we're on the B flat. Now I know I'm going a little fast. I'm gonna slow it down and go over each and every concept again before we end this video. So, and this is how he ends it. We're gonna end it and then I'm gonna rewind so you guys can catch what he's doing here. So he goes, he does the same thing, but he immediately goes to the C here. Why? Because that's what they're singing. That's just a random melody that they're singing. So he's just walking up and down the scale. And you know the lyric. I forgot the lyrics of what they said because the song is kind of new. But then he gets right back into the. You see how soloing is not that hard if you're breaking down what you're doing in each chord. So we're going to rewind everything again, guys. Remember, we're in the key of F. Remember, F is consisting of all white keys and a B flat. And our progression is what? It's F, then C, then G minor, then B flat major. So. And in the key of F, F is your 1, C is your 5, G is your 2, B flat is your 4. So it's basically a 1, 5, 2, 4. But the solo starts right before he lands on F. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So you go ahead and choose a nice synth sound for your solo. We're going to use that one. So before we remember our count. Remember there's a count in Kompa. 1. So once the count hits 1, he does the C, D, F. All that is a part of your F phrase in the song. Now that he's going to his second chord, he takes 2 notes, which is C and G from that chord. And he moves the binder down and up. That's all he does on the C. And I want you guys to get used to using the binder, sliding it down first, and then pressing both notes and sliding it up. So you see how he's not even using the full C chord, he's only using 2. And then while he's still on C, he's doing a walk down again. From G to E. Because G and E are a part of your C chord. So, and remember I told you, right now we're going to our G minor chord. And what does he do? He takes D from that chord and he walks up. Because he's using basically a G minor 7, which is. So guys, I want you to understand why he's using these notes. And then he does a lead note technique, which I teach that in my lesson, where he takes a note in front of his note that he's going to land on. And he lands on the note. And that's basically the beginning of the solo, a big bulk of it. I just wanted you guys to understand what he's doing in this solo. So understand, guys, and if this was a little too advanced for you, remember in my course, I break down what a chord progression is. I break down what a key is, a root note. I break down slides. I break down lead notes. I break down walk-ups and walk-downs. So make sure you go to KompaKeyboardSchool.com where solo is made easy for you. Roland Blazay signing out. Hey guys, this is Roland Blazay. One thing I want to tell you that Kompa, you will learn Kompa, you will know how to play. And we've just released the official beginner's Kompa course. In the Kompa course, you will learn the key, how to find the key, what is the key, scales, chords, Kompa chord progressions, the number system. You will learn minor chord progressions, Kompa rhythm. This Kompa course, how to chake, simple solo tips, you will know how to start your journey off playing Kompa. For $19.99, this Kompa course has just been released. Go to KompaKeyboardSchool.com It will be the first link on the top of the page, and you will begin to know how to play Kompa in no time. Most of the key elements to Kompa keyboard playing is in this course. So guys, do not wait, do not hesitate. Get your Kompa course now and start playing Kompa right where you're at.
Something that's good for me.